Because it's what? The best of the two coming together and creating something. Are you hearing me? So this is where, you have to also understand that in the Garden of Eden, God put the people, everything was there, but he still put them to work. Never have an attitude of looking for a rich man to just take care of me. No. That is fantasy. Well, you hear me? That is fantasy. God never created lazy people because he's not a lazy God. Bible says, as he is, so we should be. He owes everything, but every day he goes to work. John chapter 9, verse 4. So I'm looking for me a rich man so that, So all you do is to sit in the salon and look cute and do your nails and, you see? No. He's not a lazy God, and he doesn't allow people to be lazy. He blessed people throughout history. But the people who were blessed were also people who were working on some things. He blessed you and puts you to work. So God will bless you and put you to work. It's like paying your tithe. If you pay your tithe, that doesn't mean to go and sleep and dollars will rain on you on your bed. God feeds the bird, but not where? In their nest. So you must have what? A game plan for your relationship. And mostly, please listen. Because if you are not careful, let me use this word, you can be what? Sensuous, and I'm talking about what? Sisters. You can be sensuous or critical or judgmental and kill somebody's dreams. You can come across as not being what? Supportive. Because listen, being part of a dream is taking a risk. Oh yes. You want to endeavor into business? This is what? Business Science 101. Every entrepreneur is what? Is a risk taker. Don't you know that? He comes to a town, there's nothing, he looks around, there's nothing, he says, well, I want to start something here. What? Because you don't have the eyes that he has. You don't have the ideas that he has. And he puts it up, nobody will give him a chance. By the time you blink, he's been so successful, he owns every property on the block. He's a risk taker. And he's also someone who is patient. I hope you are taking notes. You should be patient. If you want the best out of something, patience. Because the thing is, how can you be hopeful and not have patience? What is hope? If it is not what? Paired up with patience. Or if it's not married up with patience, your hope is useless. Because hope puts you on a platform of elasticity. You must be hot. So that things will stretch you. But you are hopefully optimistic that the future will be great for us. We are going through something. We are starting small. Maybe both of you must have been born in the Taj Mahal. But a guy can only afford what? A studio apartment, right? In a studio, everything is there at the corner. One corner is the shower, bathroom. One corner is the kitchen. You take footsteps, the bedroom is there. And you don't even have a place to hang your, you fold your clothes. Somewhere maybe part of the bed is what? Your wardrobe. But you believe in each other so much that you made a commitment. Now, it doesn't matter where I'm coming from. Mom and dad did it, they achieved. But we too can start from something small and make something bigger out of small because we have faith and everything builds up incrementally. You see, in James chapter 4, the Bible gives us an analogy of a farmer. I think people who are patients are farmers. They go out every day, plant their seeds. Sometimes the rain doesn't even come. But they don't quit. Or sometimes if the rain even comes, then you have to even deal with weeds and you have to deal with pests. And then everything you have to also deal with what? The market conditions. Then God even helps you of things to get to. Then you have to also deal with whether maybe the salmonella even attached with it, or E. coli. So on and on and on and on, but they still do not give up. Because they are hopefully optimistic that if I put it on the ground, it will come up. If I can only put it on the ground, it will come up. And it will come up the way I expect it to come up. It will germinate, it will grow and give me fruits. I want to talk to you so that your relationship is not, oh babe, and I love you and things like that. No, there's a future in it. Love all you can, but think about tomorrow. Enjoy all you can, but think about tomorrow. Think about the babies that are coming. Think about where you are, because now you're in a studio apartment. Do you think you can get married and live in the studio apartment and assuming your wife, becomes from the first shot? And she's an Ottoman. Ottoman in an studio apartment. Oh, that would be some show, I tell you.
Close to that family.
Very close. Okay.
Then you have to go and rent the Coliseum if it's even for hire. So this is where you have to listen. Because, listen, and sometimes the point that you have to understand is that you are being at the acquaintance level, at the sharing information level. Don't ever think you know each other too much. Because ideas level is what the man is defining himself to you. It's like politics. Hey, I want to vote for you for president. I want to vote for you for president. You see the person on TV, you like it, but you don't know what the person stands for. Until you start reading the person's party manifesto, his party platform, what is in there. He believes in this, he believes in that, he believes in that, he believes in that. Then you go, hey, this guy's for this. Then he's nice though, he talks nice though, but I'm out of here. But the person maybe you judge from it, maybe that's the person who represents the thing that you are what? Believing for. So you talked, and then, but now he's actually what? Defining himself. And it is quite the characteristics of every man. Adam did the same thing to Eve. And the woman was cool about it. Eve didn't say nothing, but her body language, that sounds nice. That sounds nice. I mean, she walked out. What woman wouldn't want a guy like that? There's a guy who didn't have any wardrobe. No wardrobe. He was stark naked. And he was talking. You will be called woman. Because out of the side of a man you were taken. Bone of my bone, flesh of my, That sounds nice. He has no wardrobe, but I can take it. No blame, but I can take it. No Hugo Boss boo, suit, but I can take it. No designer clothes, no nothing, but I can take it. No cars, but I can take it. We'll start from, all of us will be naked, and then we'll start from somewhere and build on it. Oh, what a woman. Like the fact that she saw that she's the only woman in this man's life. I have no competition here. I'm as safe as I can ever be. Oh, nice, I got you. You see, smile. I'm as safe as hey, I'll take a naked brother, amen, with no competition, and then we can build what? We can build together. He was naked, but he had words. He was articulating something to the woman. The man said, if you can talk like that, why are you naked? But he had worse. And that is why you don't have to judge a book by the cover. Somebody comes into your life. Number one, you have to understand, if the person is not a player but genuine and approaches you, number one, you have to understand, sister, that the person is what? Not only what? Attracted, but also respecting you. Because you are going to any other woman. Are you understanding me? In Eve's case, she was what? Unopposed. If a guy zeroes in, he's making you unopposed. But when it gets to the sharing of ideas level, you have to what? Understand. Because now he's communicating to you what he's about. This is the war that you are going to be part of. This is the war that you are going to be part of. And I met my wife. You know, I was a pastor. She knew that. And all the time I remember she was sitting in front of the church. And my anointing will increase. I'll be preaching and God has given me good lecture, you know. Preaching brimstone and fire, the Holy Ghost. And then I will steal a look. You see what that says? Enjoying the message. But the church was not in a big, nice place like this. It was in a classroom. A small classroom in Africa. We have to go there and clean up. I think it's a third grade classroom or something like that. You know, third graders, they can. You have to go and clean up the place and, you know, dust the tables and everything. And she's sitting down there. And I'll speak some Greek in there, you know, to let her know that the guy can speak some Greek. And she was sitting down, I was still like, she was like, her face, no movement, nothing. So, and I would stand by the door and shake everybody's hand. Oh, God bless you, Sister Cindy, for coming to church. Oh, God bless you, Sister Jeannie. Oh, God bless you. But when it comes to, oh, praise the Lord, Sister.
Wow, Pastor.
I was nice to everybody, but it was especially extra nice. So I said, I hope you enjoyed the message. That's my response. With all the Greek and the Hebrew, it's my response.
That was a comedy. Exactly.
That hurts. Now go home and say, God, I pray, God, talk to this group. The Greek is not working. Let the Holy Ghost talk. You see, that is how sometimes it is when we are trying to communicate ideas, right? But I know she was trying to what? To identify before she invested. You see? And to know that what is in there for her.
So, how did you guys end up talking?
What?
Like, would you keep going on with the story? I want to know what happened.
We got married, that's what happened.
It's a story.
Well, you know, it took a while. It took a long time, I tell you. But the thing is, you know, because she was raised up by a pastor, so, you know, she has never had any experience, you know, with the street or the world. So she was, you know, has been a church girl all her life. Literally was adopted at the age of 2, you know, to live with this pastor. So that is being her world. You know, her dad didn't take care of her, so she was adopted and lived with this pastor, you know, because the mother and the man raised her as, you know, his daughter. You see, so that is all her life. You know, Africa can be very strong, you know, when, you know, the rules are. And she never had any outside this thing. So it was like new to her. I was probably I think I was the only guy who actually approached her, you know, with issues like that. And she was kind of, it was new to her, you know. So it took her a long time before she made up her mind. You will not believe. But I was a fighter, and I knew what I wanted, and I wasn't also going to quit. Could you believe it took her 6 years to make up her mind?
Wow.
In the 6 years, I was doing spiritual warfare. She didn't know. I'll be praying, say, God, any man who goes around this room, let the fiery sword that protects the tree of life in the garden of Eden.
You sure was praying.
Oh, yes. I prayed that prayer. So I'll be praying and I'll be checking on the brothers in the church who will be talking to her. When I see you going, I say, Brother Jones, come and have something. Come and pick a table, you know.
Oh my goodness. That was hilarious.
I don't want any competition. That was my way.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, so, like, how did you find out, like, you know, the feeling that she's the one for me? You know, how did that come across?
To be honest, and I like the question, right? I was the youth pastor for years. And you know that, you know, when you stand before young women as a single person and you are talking and you are encouraging them and things like that. And that is what most people don't know. Because some of these people growing up, you know, they don't know anybody, but they come to trust you, number one. And they start confiding in you, and you start talking to them. You see, and if a person trusts you so much, they can develop some kind of feelings. But the thing is, it is a natural thing. Because anybody wants to bond with a person who they see as honest, sincere, truthful. Because maybe growing up, you have never met people like that. So that person can be the object of your fancy. But the thing is, you may not be the intended one, but at least establish yourself as a yardstick in that person, so that at least she knows that there's someone who is like this. And I have to pray that if God to bless me should bless me with a person of such defined integrity and honesty and sincerity. So I was doing that, but I also prayed. You know, I was praying to God to, you know, bring somebody in my way, because I've reached a level that I also wanted to settle down, right? That I thank God, and that's why I tell you guys, if you wait on God, He will make the best things happen for you. You will be tested, and sometimes the delay is not like God punishing somebody who thinking. No, the delay actually equips you with character. Are you understanding me? Because assuming one day you are married and your husband gets a good job, maybe works with the military and goes for years, can he count on you that you stay? I'm not saying that, please don't get me wrong, right? That other people, you know, do other things. No, I'm just saying for the purpose of our study. Are you hearing me? Okay. Or maybe he goes to the military, or maybe he gets transferred. Can he trust your integrity that you can wait for him? So this kind of waiting prepares you, and it defines you and establishes your trust in the relationship. It vice versa. The woman sometimes can go somewhere. Will you, as a man, wait and keep yourself only for her? These are some of the things that God wants, because the thing is that separate us, we as Christians, from people of the world. Because when you look at statistics, Jesus said we are in the world, but we are not of the world. When you look at the statistics these days, you see that most married people cheat at work. Because maybe you are home, your husband does not compliment you, you put on some nice dress, you want him to see, he just walk by you like you are a shadow. You know, the person, you go to work, somebody, I'm sorry, but I don't want you, but I want to tell you, you sure look great. You know, it makes your day, something hits you like a bullet, suddenly. You know, it's like Eve, who has just taken a bite of the fruit, right? It's suddenly her eyes open. Ooh, at least somebody's taking note. And if you are not careful, that's the beginning of those things. But when you are in marriage, it's a covenant, the two of you, right? So in your question, yes, I prayed. I prayed and I knew she was the one, because the thing is, there's something that God showed me in a dream, and I want to say it here because as your pastor, and I'm not lying, right? To be honest, when the whole thing started, I was in a church not to be a pastor. I was in a church because I was bad. My morals, everything was bad. I mean, I was terribly bad. So bad that my brother, who was bad, thought I was baddest.
So you know you bad.
Well, I have to use thought I was baddest. So he said, you need to go to church, right? So he grabbed me and took me to church. You see, because, yes, I have to tell you, I've not always been hot. This, So he took me to church. But when he took me to church, he left me in the church. And he went back to the world party. You see, but I stayed there. But my destiny was that I was in the church because I have certain things. I didn't plan to be a pastor because I was waiting. I had a chance to come to school in the States, to further my education, to become a lawyer. That was what was going. So my brother who was here was working on some things for me, and they were delaying, and I knew that the devil was, but I didn't know it was God who was actually hindering it, because the way I was, if I've come here, I think I would have been a mess. Yes.